Namaste students, I am Dr. Aziz Mohammed Khan from Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Department of Food and Biotechnology, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss about the topic removal of intracellular products from the mixture, and the subject name is downstream processing, BSc BT 9th trimester. So there are a lot of products which are present in the process of fermentation. Some products which have impurities should be removed, and the remaining part is known as the extracellular materials. After removal of the impurities, extracellular materials is also removed from the product. Okay, and after removal of the extracellular material, the remaining part is intracellular products, and these intracellular products are separated and removed in two ways. First, they are removed simply, and the second thing is that first the cells are disrupted and then they are removed. The products for the isolation of intracellular products, first the cells are disrupted, then the intracellular products are isolated. So in this lecture we are going to study the removal of intracellular products without cellular disruption. So a few products recovery methods may be considered to combine two or more stages. For example, expanded weight absorption accomplishes removal of insoluble and product isolation in a single step. Affinity chromatography often isolates and purifies in a single step. So there are various processes which involve in the isolation of intracellular products. The first thing is cell separation, and after separation of these cells, we go to the cell disruption. Then after cell disruption, we go to the clarification process, and we clarify the cells. We clarify the products. After clarification product, we go to the concentration product for the isolation of pure products, and after this process, we go to the high resolution techniques such as chromatography, electrophoresis, and dialysis for the recovery of pure product. And after isolation of pure product, we go to the finishing step, which is the final step, in which we conduct the crystallization, filtration, gel chromatography, and drying, so that the product quality can be improved. Okay, in this video we are going to study this portion, the first, cell separation method. Okay, so for the separation of cells, recovery of cells or medium is required. For intracellular enzyme, the fraction is required. The extracellular enzyme, the culture media is required. So there are requirements. On an industrial scale, cell medium separation is almost always performed by centrifugation. So in this step, what we are going to study: flocculation, centrifugation, and filtration. So solid liquids. For the solid liquid separation, we go to the flocculation step. Flocculation, gas is introduced in the liquid, it forms some bubbles. Cells and other solid particles are absorbed and removed. So what does we do? We insert some gas particles in the liquid, and the cells and the solid particles which are absorbed can be removed. Similarly, in the flocculation step, cells and debris from large aggregates and settle down, and some agents which are flocculating agent can be added, which can be which can increase the size of the product, and after increasing the size we can isolate our product. And the next step is filtration. It is the solid liquid separation method in which we filter the product through some membrane, through some filtrate, okay, through some filters. So there are various types of filters which we can use. So the filtration which we can use are, the first is depth filter, absolute filter, rotary drum vacuum filters, and membrane filters. The depth filter are composed of filamentous matrix, and particles are trapped in the matrix and fluid is passes out. Okay, in the absolute filter, the specific pore size particles are removed. Okay, such as if the pore size is 10 micrometer, 100 micrometer, so specific pore size are used. Okay, if the bacterial size is uh, 100 micrometer, then we can use uh, a absolute filter of 50 micrometer, so that the bacteria which are higher in larger in size can be separated. The next is the rotary drum vacuum filter, which consists of rotating drum immersed in a tank of broth. As the drum rotates, it picks up the mass which form a cake. So in the rotary system, what does they do? They they rotate in in a way. Okay, they rotate in a way. When they rotate, okay, when they rotate, the particles such as that, this is the drum and it is rotating in a direction, and when it is rotating there is a formation of cake at a particular area. Okay, so uh, these this cake contains our cells. Okay, due to this rotation, the larger cells settle down and they create a cake here, and these can be separated out. Okay, next is membrane filter. Membrane filter are of various sizes, which can be used for the separation of different sizes of materials. Next step is centrifugation. So what are the centrifuge? Centrifugation technique is a separation of particles according to their gravitational force and according to their sedimentation. So if a particle, if a product is moved on the axis, the larger particles can settle down, and the particles which are smaller in size can be collected on the supernatant, and we can isolate them. So various types of centrifuge can be used here, such as tubular ball centrifuge, which are small and commonly used in the pilot plants and can run at high speed and can run in both batch and continuous fermentation process. The disk centrifuge The disk centrifuge consists of several disks that separate bowl in settling zones, and slurry is fed through the center. Multi-chamber centrifuge are the centrifuge which contains a lot of chambers in which different chambers are arranged, and we can pick our products in different chambers, and we can rotate the centrifuge machine. This is the modification of tubular ball type. Multi-chamber centrifuge is a modification of tubular chamber types which consist of several chambers which allow zigzag movement of the feed. So using these techniques we can isolate our products. I repeat the process here. The first thing is that for the separation of intracellular is flotation. In the flotation process, we can isolate our mm, product through we can isolate the intracellular products through flotation. In this flotation process, a gas is introduced in the liquid part, and when the cells and the solid parts are observed and removed, this gas creates some bubbles. Okay, when we add this gas in the liquid solution, suppose that we are adding oxygen. Okay, this oxygen will create the particles to create some bubbles. Okay, these cells are cellular. Okay, they have respiration. Okay, due to this respiration, these cells will form some bubbles, and after bubble formation, these cells can be separated. Okay, how they can be separated? These cells are absorbed on the solid particles and can be separated. The next step is flocculation. What are floccules? We discussed in the last video, that is the extracellular particles. Flocculation are produced by the addition of some electrostatic forces. We add some we add some electric charge to the product and then cool the product. After cooling, the product takes the form of some flocks, and these flocks are larger in size and can be separated. Next step is filtration, and the filtration involves the separation of molecules according to their size. The solid and liquid particles can be separated using different kinds of filters. And different kinds of filters involve the depth filter, absolute filter, rotary drum vacuum filters, and membrane filters. And centrifugation techniques involve the separation of molecules, separation of intracellular particles on the basis of centrifugal force, that is the gravitational force. And the centrifuge which we use is the tubular ball centrifuge, which is small and very appropriate for the experiments. Very much used, commonly used experiment. So tubular ball centrifuges are the very common in the pilot plants. The second one is the disk centrifuge, which is the which utilize the use of some different kinds of disk for the separation. Okay, and the third one is the updated version of tubular forms containing different kinds of chambers. Okay, the samples are put in different chamber, and when the chambers are moved in the zigzag form, the products and the cells can be removed. Okay, so our product chapter is over here. In the upcoming lecture we are going to discuss about the topic cell disruption techniques.